His silence hid a far darker truth. My partner of 6 years kept dodging the proposal conversation, and I spent all that time convincing myself it was about money, timing, stress, anything but me. Then one Thanksgiving at his family's place, everything snapped into focus. I was carrying a pecan pie to the table when I heard his mother, Denise, in the next room, whisper hissing into the phone, "Thank goodness Mark hasn't proposed to that gold digger yet. That girl really thinks she can steal my baby boy?" Over my dead body, I froze mid-step. 6 years of excuses, suddenly exposed by one overheard sentence. Every moment with her reassembled itself in my mind like puzzle pieces I had been refusing to look at. The time she seated me at the kids' table at Christmas, at 29. The emergency calls every time Mark and I tried to have a date night. Her habit of inspecting our new apartment like a landlord doing a surprise raid, frowning and refolding Mark's shirts while muttering he never had wrinkles living with me. But the worst was the house. We'd found this gorgeous pale blue Victorian on Elmhurst Street. Wraparound porch, hydrangeas everywhere. The kind of place you imagine raising kids and drinking coffee while the sun hits the kitchen just right. Mark talked about a nursery. I let myself hope. We made an offer. Then, of course, Denise happened to be driving by. Suddenly, the street was too far, the neighborhood unsafe, the schools not good enough. Mark withdrew our offer that same night, didn't even ask me. When I confronted him, he went rigid. "She just wants what's best for me," he said. "What's best is staying single so you can be her emotional husband?" "You don't get it," he snapped. "She raised me alone. I owe her everything." "You owe her your future? Our future? You wouldn't understand. You come from a broken home." That sentence cracked something in me so deeply it felt physical. After that, I started planning my exit like a military operation. I found my own place. I separated finances. I tracked 12 pages, 12 of interference from Denise. 2 weeks later, at the mandatory Sunday dinner, where Denise always listed my flaws and Mark always stared at his plate, I finally executed the plan. Halfway through a speech about how career women make terrible wives, I stood up. "You're right, Denise," I said. "Career women do make terrible wives. For men who are already married to their mothers." I handed Mark an envelope, my apartment key, a breakup letter, and copies of every text where he'd said, "My mom says," 47 messages. "Congratulations," I told them. "You can finally have the wedding you've always wanted. Just you and your mom." Denise went beet red. "How dare you? I was protecting my son." "No, you were keeping him. Big difference." Mark followed me to the door in a panic. "We can fix this. I'll set boundaries." "Mark, you're 32 and still call your mom when you get a flat tire. You don't need a partner. You need therapy." As I walked out, I heard Denise hiss, "Good riddance. Now we'll find you a nice church girl who respects her elders." 3 days later, they showed up at my new apartment, together. Denise actually barged in holding a tuna casserole like it was a hostage negotiation. "I'll compromise," she announced. "Small wedding. You move closer so I can help with the grandchildren." I laughed so hard I almost dropped my coffee. "This isn't a negotiation. She's trying," Mark whispered. "The effort I want is you growing a spine." But that ship sailed years ago. As they left, Denise muttered, "I told you she was no good. We'll find you someone who appreciates family values." A week later, Mark's sister called, sobbing, "Please come back. Mark's a mess. He's sleeping in Mom's guest room and she's packing his lunches again. It's weird." "That's not my circus anymore," I told her. 2 weeks after that, I heard through friends that Denise had already lined up 3 church girls for Mark, all of whom ran for the hills after one date. Denise insisted on chaperoning, criticizing their lipstick, hemlines, job goals, even how they held their forks. The final straw? She made a Christian dating profile for him using photos she'd secretly taken. The bio started with, "Looking for a God-fearing woman who understands that mothers come first." I sent the screenshot to my group chat with the caption, "Dodged a nuclear missile." 3 months later, I met Daniel at a coffee shop. When I told him the whole saga, he laughed. "Oh, my mom will love that. She's terrified I'll end up with someone who hates her." "You sound perfect." His mom and I are planning the wedding together now. She keeps telling people she finally got the daughter she always wanted. Meanwhile, Mark is still single, still living 10 minutes from Denise, and on Facebook, she still posts every morning, "Good morning, my handsome prince. Mommy loves you."